Nagbabalik po ang ating live coverage of the 33rd Jones Cup. Laban ng Philippines at Japan. Japan moving ahead dito sa third quarter. Sean Hinckley nakapag-buzzer beater po ito to end the third quarter, kaya naging 3 muli ang kalamangan ng Japan. JV Casio, hindi po yan palalaruin ngayong gabi because of a swollen left knee. All the more putting pressure other outside gunners like Dodon Ontiveros, Chris Lutz, Lassiter, Baroka, Christian Baracaya.
Ito na, moment of truth mga kaibigan. Last quarter coming up.
Iniiwasan po natin maging komplikado yung ating pagpasok sa semis kung sakaling matalo tayo dito, because it will involve ties, it will involve the quotient system. At siguro naman by now alam na natin that the quotient system is very unforgiving for those who are numerically challenged. Kanya mas maganda ay manalo na tayo ngayong gabi para talagang sigurado na ang ating pagkabante sa semifinals.
Good sign sa pag-umpisa ng ating fourth quarter. Ito, hinawakan si Douthit trying to stop that entry pass, pero dalawang foul na yan for Japan very early in the fourth period. Good sign para sa atin. Tom Wisman, the coach ng Japanese team. He has coached in Australia, has coached in the UK, in Hong Kong, has been in the Asian Pacific area for the last 20 years. Pati sa Malaysia nakapag-coach na yan.
Japet, tumira, 70-footer. And that's a foul laban kay Hinckley, humawak.
And that's the third foul.
Douthit.
Third foul now on Japan. And they're just one away from getting into the penalty.
Sunod-sunod ang foul ng Japan dito, ha? Yep. Si Sean Hinckley. Yan, si Sean Hinckley.
Only 20 years old. A player out of West Torrance High School in the U.S.
Okay, may pulong ang mga referees dito sa mga unang bahagi ng fourth quarter. Just a 1-point ball game.
Hindi. It looks like a turnover against the Philippines.
O teka, foul si Hinckley.
Oo nga eh.
Hindi pwede, foul si Hinckley.
Ano ba ito? Tinawagan ng foul si Hinckley tapos binigay ang bola sa Japan. Pati yung mga coaches nagwawala na dito. They're very confused and so are we. What more the players inside the court?
Kasi may foul kay Hinckley kanina. In fact, he picked up his, I believe, his third foul.
Binigay na nga yun sa graphic. But I think the most confused people here in this stadium are the referees.
Okay, ito, yan. Inaayos na.
Sana naman magkaintindihan lahat ng tao dito.
Yan, tinama na. So, hindi naman kasi act of shooting yung galaw ni Marcus kanina.
Kaya mo ba? Binigay na yung bola sa Japan, mag-i-inbound.
Sabi siguro nito ni referee, binigay nyo na sa amin ba't yung binawi? Okay, here's Douthit at the post. Douthit has been the problem for the Japanese front line. Dondon for 3. Yes, sir!
And that's what we've been waiting for all night.
Okay, nanggigil po dun si Mark Baroka trying to reach in because that kind of intensity really worked for Mark earlier. In the meantime, here's Dondon Ontiveros hitting a 3. Brought to you by Motolite. Pang matagalan.
Pangalawang 3-point shot conversion ng Team Pilipinas. But you notice how yung play natin, again centered on Marcus Douthit, attracting the defense. 4 yata ang pumunta doon kay Douthit, and that left a man open outside, and Douthit with a perfect kick out.
Ito po ay isang magandang pagkakataon for Dondon Ontiveros to erupt. Now that JV Casio won't be playing tonight, someone else could take over as a 3-point assassin. It could be Dondon. In the meantime, here's Hinckley. Iniwan, and Hinckley will miss. And that goes over the backboard. Hindi po counted yan. Hindi po. Tumama na nga sa shot clock yun eh.
Pati pero pumasok ha?
Hindi, sila Douthit kinaba. Kaya sabi, boss, huwag mo na i-count yan ha. Ayan kalabog. Shooter's bounce, shot clock bounce, pumasok pa. Naman po tayo ng dalawa off a three-pointer by Dondon Ontiveros. Hindi pa po nakaka-score ang Japan dito sa fourth. Doubted. Dondon fires again. Yes,
Oh, yes!
sir!
Oh, what a time to explode. Dondon Ontiveros, 2 in a row. At sandali, ano nangyari dito?
Nagkatulakan. Nagkatulakan po. Yung number 12 ng Japan, si Ito, pushed one of our players. Kaya't nagtayuan yung ating Gilas players from the bench. That was after Dondon made a corner three-point shot. That involved number 12, Taishi Ito of Japan. At maganda siguro kung makita nating muli, no? Ano ang naganap doon with 8:27 remaining in the fourth quarter.
A lot of times in situations like this, it's offsetting fouls, and to you, and it looks like number 12, Ito, going at it. So the referees will sort it out, and we'll be back. Philippines by 5 in the fourth quarter when we get back here. The Philippines will, or check that, Japan will get the ball inbounds, maybe offsetting fouls. The story of the fourth quarter so far, Japan's inability to build on that lead. In fact, getting reeled in and passed by the Philippines. Donaldo Ontiveros hitting 2 huge shots to get the smart Gilas back in the lead. Shot is off target. TU with the rebound. Back come the smart Gilas in the open court. Gets it back to Ontiveros. He's got the hot hand, not this time. Ball knocked away. TU inside, and a not a travel. They foul on number 16, Hinckley, so that'll be 4 on him. And you can sure see the momentum switching sides now. Frustration on the face of the Japanese team. There's Aguilar, and there's the foul. No doubt about that. Good call by the referee. Nishimura checking back into the game. There is Arau, number 14. Hinckley will go to the bench with 4. Smart move getting him out. Got to forget about what happened and carry on with what is. Man-to-man defense by Japan all day long now. Doubtful. Let's see if he goes towards the basket. He does. Here comes a weak side help and another foul. So Japan in the unfamiliar position of being on the defensive this quarter. Another foul on Doubtful, who has been nearly perfect at the line. That is Ota. There he is with the push. So a chance to put even more space between Philippines and Japan. 6-point lead now. Precisely the amount of points that Japan had been leading by throughout most of this game. And look at the sullen mood on the bench of Japan. They can hardly believe it. Remember, the winner goes through to the semifinals. Smart Gilas would rise to 5-2. Should Japan win, they would go to 4-3, but since they have victories over Jordan, they would be tabbed, and the Philippines, they would be tabbed to take up the other spot. And Japan, you can see, having a lot more trouble now getting their shots off, and they're not hitting like they were. At one point, they were 19 for 29, so they have cooled considerably. The whistle, Doubtful on the turnover. They get it off, shot from the side. Nishimura with the rebound. Long 3 is off the mark. Back into the hands of Lassiter, who gets it off to Tew. Under 7 minutes to play here. A lot of time for Japan to regroup. Gilas. Arau on him, Douthit down low. Gets the ball off to Aguilar. Trying to get something done on the baseline. On to Barris in the lane. Up and in! 7 points for Ontiveros. All of them coming in the last 3 minutes. Philippines by 8. And the surfing music blaring in the background. In the last 3 minutes, the Japanese have lost their surfboards. Play before that, and Ontiveros driving the lane, left hand. You got to feel good for the veteran. Not a starter anymore, but where would they be without him? Mishandled, but getting the ball back. And Aguilar with the hand. Douthit, Tew, Lassiter, Aguilar, and Lutz on the floor for the Philippines. Coach Wiseman looking on, and a smile on the face of Torman. He wasn't smiling 5 minutes ago. Casio, sidelined tonight. He had a tremendous game the last game. Off balance shot by Matsui. 6-point lead now. See if this ignites a fire underneath Japan. They need a stop. Extending the defense. Aguilar to Lutz. Down low to Douthit. Blocked away. Back comes Japan. Driving the lane. A foul. So that will stop the clock, and number 14, Lutz, is whistled. Again, back into the game as Arau. Watch this block. Coming over from the weak side to help out is Arau. Outlet pass, and away they went. So, away from the ball, and another foul on Lutz again. It's got to be 4 on him. And there is Okada, who lost his tooth in the first half. Well, Torman had a slight smile last time we look at him. Now getting a little bit agitated again. 76-71. Philippines don't necessarily want the clock to stop. Some Japanese fans. Got them both. Ontiveros checking back in. See if he can provide some more magic, and Lutz will sit down. Tew. Lead pass to Ontiveros. Over to Douthit. Well, nobody picking up Ontiveros. Picked off. Tew. See who touched it last. I think it's going to stay in the hands of the Philippines. Let's look at it again. Very athletic move. And off the leg of Arau. Japan, if they should win this game, would be the 4th seed. That's very much in doubt right now as Douthit goes back to work. He brought his lunch pail today. Hard hat special. They've needed every point. 8-point lead now for the Philippines. Wide open look. Be a 2 if it goes. It does not. Douthit there again. What else can he do? In the open court, they'll wait for numbers. Ontiveros gives it up to Tew. Lassiter curling pattern inside. Doubted again on the right-hand side. Somebody's open and the foul, and that will go against number 4, Okada. So Aguilar will go to the line. So if Japan should win this game, they would be the number 4 seed behind Korea, Iran, Chinese Taipei. Remember the game next up, Korea, Chinese Taipei. Both those teams have already qualified for the Final Four. So besides bragging rights, means really little. Well, since one plays 4, if Japan were to make it and overcome this 9-point deficit that's facing them right now as Togashi comes into the game, they would play the number 1 seed team, which would be Korea. Togashi. Japanese players flash across the middle. This is off the screen. And Philippines doing a much better job coming out and meeting the shooters. Ontiveros, a foul there. You can see they were on their heels the entire first half, giving the shooters too much space, but much more aggressive this half. And as a result, you can see the shooting percentage of Japan going way down. Again, we say they were 19 of 29 in the first half. I would imagine they were somewhere around 35, 40%, if that, in the second half. That has been the difference. We said that despite the fact that Japan was shooting the lights out, they were only up by 5 at halftime. That had to be good news for the Philippines, and they have built on that, and they have rode the broad shoulders of Marcus Douthit throughout this game, who has been simply superb. That's number 11. Philippines in white, Japan in black. Next to the last game for the round robin, and Ontiveros just continues to impress. 9-point lead now. Japan not desperate yet, but getting there. In the lane, back outside, Okada with a 3. Can't get past the ball. Aguilar with the rebound. Q driving the lane. And that might just do it. Philippines up by 11. Biggest lead of the game for them. And Japan's magical ride here at the 33rd Jones Cup might be getting ready to come to an end. A sullen-looking Thomas Wiseman putting it in a different gear. And a tired-looking Japanese team. You can see the defenders not moving their feet on defense. Always a dead giveaway. Fourth quarter, the Philippines racing ahead of Japan, 20-6 outscoring them. And Japan shooting a meager 14.3. Well, we said very, very difficult for a team to remain that hot for an entire game, a half maybe. Japan did it nearly for 3 quarters, but finally, crack in the armor, and the hot shooting by number 7, Donaldo Ontiveros. The undoing for this very brave Japanese team, who's going to have to get something started right away to stave off defeat. The team that beat Jordan 87-70. May find themselves playing Jordan again. Jordan did not qualify for the Final Four. In case you just joined us, they were knocked off by Iran earlier on, 68-67. And Ahmed Haddadi dominated in many different ways, similar to what Douthit has done tonight for the Philippines. Japanese players on the floor at the moment. Touch foul there by Tiu. Under 3 minutes to play, and that's what you don't want to do, is stop the clock. So that will send Matsui to the line, who was perfect in the all the way through the third quarter, I believe. From beyond the arc, he was 7 of 7 at one point. A 10-point lead now for the smart Gilas. Well, in the fourth quarter, it was a Donaldo Ontiveros story. It was a veteran 34-year-old came off the bench and delivered a crushing three-pointer, a two-pointer to go ahead and a three-pointer to put some space in between the Philippines and Japan. Hit another big three and a two for good measure, rolling to the hoop with his left hand. And of course the stalwart play of Marcus Douthit. Ontiveros not finished yet. Jordanian coach looking on. Disappointing tournament for Coach Baldwin. Good ball movement by the Japanese, rolling to the hoop, can't get it to go. Douthit with another rebound. Well, these were the shots that were dropping for Japan before. We want to see, say, BH before Ontiveros. Right now, Philippines in no hurry. Back outside, Ontiveros lining it up again, not this time. Lead pass. Long three. Off the mark. Offensive board. Mansui dumps it off. Baseline, losing control of it. Last touch by a white shirt. Janoka inbound on the baseline. Need a quick two. Off the curl. And a foul. Janoka will go to the line to you. Looks like he got the worst of that exchange. Torment on charge. That's not going to happen. Oh, there's the foot to the stomach, or perhaps lower, if you know what I mean. To you. Try to walk it off. Well, knowing looks around the gymnasium, not the place you want to be kicked. He will go to the bench. So under 2 minutes to play, and result of this game looking beyond doubt now, as the Philippines smart Gilas basketball team will proceed to the semifinals with a fine record of 5-2. Their losses in this tournament came at the hands of Jordan, 76-72, a very close encounter. We look at Lutz rolling to the hoop. Nice little spin move there. In the open court, Lutz. Another spin move. He's got that move down, doesn't he? The little 180. Lassiter getting involved. As the Philippines starting to carve up the defense in the fourth quarter. Left hand by Ontiveros. And again, the fall-away jumper in the lane. Well, I was saying Georgia defeated the Philippines 76-72. That was on the third day of the tournament. Then going down to Korea 78-70, so relatively close games. The Philippines has been on the short end of. A break here or a break there, and you know what? They could be undefeated. And getting the best tonight of a very inspired Japanese team who came out and played very well the first 3 quarters, but just couldn't get that extra 10 minutes out of their players. They had a good game plan, but couldn't execute it in the last 10 minutes. Barocca now taking time off the clock, and a touch foul by, they're going to say it's on Barocca, pushing off on Shinoka. See if we can, there it is. So a turnover, never say die attitude of the Japanese. Got the ball back, a long 3, yes! Splash City, 87-78. Minute and a half to play. Ontiveros, not this time. Away from the ball. They're going to say Ota. Contact on Douthit. There's the shot by Matsui. I think that's his 8th 3 of the game. 8 of 8. 27 in total. Hinckley back in the game. So, free throw shots by Douthit to ice it for this veteran Smart Gilas Philippine team, who thoroughly deserve to go to the next round. They defeated defending champion Iran, Chinese Taipei. They will have defeated Japan. And the also-rans in this tournament as well, Malaysia and the UAE, for their 5 wins. Boy, oh boy. What are they saying? A foul? That's a tough call. Does stop the clock again, though. Shinoka, the numbers on him now. He had averaged, I believe, 18 points his last 3 or 4 games. So Philippines doing a great job on him. Not so much with Matsui. We saw the graphic with him, 27 points. Ball out of the cylinder. Douthit, they're going to say he interfered with it. Will not get an ear from the referee. Ontiveros will inbound it with 1:18 to go. Despite the protestations of Hinckley and company. Full court pressure. Tiu is back in the game after taking that kick to the groin. Oh. Traveling, oh my goodness. Wow. Thought I saw contact by Shinoka, maybe not. Let's take a look at it again. These guys have been going at it all night. Ooh, from behind, it looked like Hinckley might have got him too. So Japan, long 3, hoisted up, way off the mark. Douthit there as usual. Under a minute to play here, long lead pass to Lassiter. Teardrop shot is off, rebound, Aguilar, and a foul. So Aguilar will go to the line for 2. From behind, and Hinckley, I could see his point. I think he caught all ball. But anyway, he fouls out with 8 points. And sometimes you just have to accept the things you can't control. Noguchi checking in. First time he's been in the game. He's sort of the forgotten man in the rotation as Japan got better in the tournament. He was the one whose minutes were sacrificed, or one of the ones. Aguilar hits the first shot. 12-point Philippine lead. Philippines doesn't really need to do anything. And another steal, another turnover. Last 10 minutes have been a nightmare for Japan. And another foul. That'll go on Shinoka. Working, of course, on Tiu. So Tiu getting the better of that exchange. He will go to the line. Well, much to Coach Wisman's surprise when he got off the plane, he sees that his Japanese team is right in the thick of things. Not anymore. They will be playing Jordan for 5th and 6th place. A team that they've already beaten once. Off-balance shot is off the mark. Rebound.
Okada ang guilty of the foul.
Crowd actually expecting a slam dunk from Japet Aguilar.
Sabi ni Okada, no way.
And Jason Ballesteros is coming in. One game here for Philippines. What an effort. And it all happened here in the 4th period. Can you imagine ginawa ng Japan, huh? 2 buzzer beaters, especially in that 3rd period, which is a hard one. And we entered the 4th period down tayo. But yung depensa ng Team Pilipinas, umubra nung 4th period. I'm thinking Japan must have scored or shot about maybe 15 or 16% dito sa ating 4th period.
Because they couldn't score in the first, actually in the first half of the 4th quarter, hindi po sila makapuntos. Hindi na po pumapasok yung kanilang 3-point shots. Yung layups po nila were always challenged. And Japan really had no semblance of an inside game laban po sa ating front line.
You know, that's the problem when you're relying almost exclusively on your outside shot. And essentially, that's a low percentage shot. And Team Philippines holding on to this big victory. And we now go up to 5-2. Big congratulations para sa Smart Pilipinas, Smart Gilas Pilipinas. What a victory. Holding Japan down to just 10 points in the 4th period. Malaking bagay yun.
And we scored 29. Yun po yung malupit dyan, no? The team of Coach Thomas Wisman, they played strong for the first 3 quarters, pero no 4th quarter bumagay na po sila, no? Sa higpit ng ating depensa, sa lupit ng laro ni Marcus Dautit, sa tinik, no, ng shooting hand ni Dondon Ontiveros.
Well, definitely pinahirapan tayo ng Japan. As you take a look at our standings now, so we've got a situation where if Taipei beats Korea later, we are going to have a 4-way tie for first place. And in such a situation, since tinalo po natin ang Iran at Taipei, malamang Philippines will move up to number 1 spot in that situation.
So ayan po, naiwasan na natin yung mga mahirap na komplikasyon, no? Kung may quotient man, okay lang. Basta, yung mahalaga po dito ay pasok na po tayo sa semifinals. Di ba, Kinito?
Yes, pasok na tayo sa semifinals. And depende sa ranking yan, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 will play 4, 2 will play 3. So, kung sakasakali man, the Philippines will take pole position number 1 at the end of the eliminations. Whoever takes 4th place, yung po makakalaban ng Pilipinas sa semifinals. At kung panalunin natin yung semifinals match natin, tuloy-tuloy na po tayo sa finals.
So ito